Alright, welcome to a quick tutorial I decided to make of Rayman Arena Time Attack. This category is only available in the Xbox and GameCube version, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure this game mode does not even exist in PS2 and PC, so yeah, I'm playing on Xbox, which I'm pretty sure has faster loads than GameCube. So yeah, I want to make a time attack tutorial because time attack is well, definitely the harder category. It's got a lot of like harder strats than obstacle racing. Obstacle racing is just most of the time memorize the route that I use and just copy that. But time attack has a lot of strats. First thing you want to do is continue without saving. If you do continue with saving, then it's going to save obviously, and that is going to lose you a couple seconds every race. So yeah, you want to continue without saving. And you can use whatever character you want. It really doesn't matter. They all go the same speed. I've tested it out, and they're all pretty much the same speed. I play as Teensies because they have the best song, and their hitbox is smaller, so it may be a little easier in First Ruins or whatever. But yeah. Then when you hit the race, just mash the A button so you can skip the cutscene. And then at the beginning of each race, what you want to do is before, when the counter is starting, you want to kind of hold up right on the control stick. And then as soon as it starts, you want to hit your starting boost button and immediately hit them with ice. I kind of failed the starting boost there, but it doesn't really matter. This race isn't too strict. You can't really get them on the first checkpoint, so I normally go to the second checkpoint over here. It's probably possible if you turn around and hit them, but it is super hard to do. But yeah, just follow that route for First Ruins. First Ruins is not that hard. Then the second race actually has a kind of difficult strat in it. And this one differs quite a bit from the obstacle racing route. But again, I'm going to hold right, upright, start, boost, and get them with ice, although I failed that. But anyway, we are not going to take the top route as we would in obstacle racing because it is actually faster to take the bottom route in time attack. And this is where the hard part is. What you want to do is pass this checkpoint and turn around. You want to hit your opponent with ice to make sure they do not progress. And the one thing that can be hard about that is that enemy that will hit you. He can sometimes, you'll auto-target onto him, and it kind of makes it difficult to actually hit the other person. Although it's not the hardest strat in the game. Then we get to Dark Sewers. Dark Sewers is another really easy one. You can get your opponent on the first checkpoint without having to turn around or anything. Just follow my movements here. What you want to do is you want to get on these boost things and come up this ramp. Grab this pink lump. And slide down here. And then when you pass this checkpoint, you've basically won it unless you screwed up and were behind somehow. It's not very strict on the timing for this one. There are some races that are like very strict on timing. After every third race, it's going to take you to the podium. And you don't want to mash through the podium. What you want to do is when it says press A to continue, you want to press A. Then you want to move down and hit A again, because that will take you to the next cup. You do not want to hit statistics. That's going to take you back to the main menu, and you're going to have to go back, and it's going to waste a bunch of time. Or just hit next cup and mash A to skip the cutscene again. And then Dawn Sands. Dawn Sands is actually another really easy one. You can get, this is another one that you can get first checkpoint. I missed getting the ice. That could be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to take that trampoline and grab onto that purple lump. And then here, instead of jumping on those two things, I just grab that purple lump. I think it's a bit faster, and sometimes the computer likes to remove those platforms, and it's annoying. But yeah, once you get past the first checkpoint, you should win. And then we get to Water Canyon, which is another easy one that you can get first checkpoint. So yeah. You really want to ice this person here, because if you don't, that can lead to a bunch of problems. Although it's particularly easy to do that one. Anyway, just hit that spring and come up here. Then when you jump off here, you want to grab this first purple, or the top purple one, because obviously it's faster. And at this point, you should win. Okay, now we actually get to another kind of difficult strat. It is 1,000 waterfalls, because there's actually a glitch we can do to get past a checkpoint very quickly. First off, you want to wait for this person to go by. You do not want to freeze them, because what you want to do is break open this box. You don't want to immediately start moving, because if you do, he's going to freeze you. So you want to wait till he is kind of going past the box, so then you can hit it without him freezing you. We're going to bounce on trampoline, grab onto the purple and at the height, at like the peak of his swing going backwards, you want to jump, move to the left, and then move backwards. And then I'm behind the lap. I go by, and it's counted that I have passed the lap before he has really made any progress. So yeah, something to note is that there is a visual cue to know that if you have actually gotten it, or if you failed it. If you see a yellow ring when you go behind the lap, that means you have failed it and you have to try again. You do not want to see that yellow ring. So yeah, that's one thing that's kind of easier in time attack than in obstacle racing, is that you only have to do it once, whereas obstacle racing you have to do it 3 times. But anyway, next cup. And this is another race where you cannot get first checkpoint, forced jump. What we want to do is kind of continue this normally, which in obstacle racing I take the bottom path because I think it's faster. So just take this trampoline, and I take this trampoline, and you want to grab this purple grab this one. Then you don't want to get into, you don't want to touch any of those boards. I find it best to where as soon as I roll off, I immediately hold back, but I know Dragon holds forward, so just do whatever you can to not get that. Then we want to pass this checkpoint, turn back, and keep spamming ice. This is the easiest go backward strat in this category, because their only direction they can go is down, and you're auto targeting. There's nothing else to auto target, so it is always going to auto target them, and it is actually very easy, and that saves quite a bit of time because forced jump is not an easy one to do without taking a lap if you do it normally. And then Zenith Harbor is another one that doesn't really have any strats. It's just don't screw up. I'm pretty sure you can get this first checkpoint. So we're going to ice them. We're going to jump up here. And we're actually going to go to the right. I'm pretty sure right is faster. Go up on this side. Jump up here. Grab the purple pass this checkpoint. And you should win at this point. Like, if you ever don't win, you can just follow my obstacle racing routes that I did in my current PB. Yeah, but now we get to Treasure Ship, which can be kind of tricky if you don't know what you're doing. What you want to do at first is ice them, and then you want to grab onto these 3 purple lums and jump on the slide. Then you want to grab onto that purple lum, go on the slide, and jump over here. You kind of want to do this fast because the computer can make those 2 slidey platforms disappear. And if that happens, then you are screwed. I'm pretty sure I win at this. You should win at this point. If you don't get those 2 platforms, though, you're gonna have to go a lot longer and with Treasure Ship already being a difficult race in obstacle racing, that is not that good. Now we move on to the final course, which has the final cup, which I would say is actually the hardest of all of them. Because first we got Pipe Maze, which has a pretty difficult strat in it. It involves turning around and freezing them, and this is the hardest turnaround and freeze. But anyway, this one we're actually going to hold backwards to get on that booster, and then just when you get on the booster, mash your boost button and your shoot button, and that should hopefully freeze them. Anyway, we are going to pass this goal, and then we are going to keep firing and hope that we hit them. Again, look, he almost made it past. This is a pretty difficult trick to do. So if you're new to this category, that's one I would suggest not really going for until you're more comfortable with the run, because it is pretty hard. And then we get to the Lava Factory, which is actually very easy to do. It's the easiest of this cup, and it's really the only easy one of this cup. Anyway, freeze him. Then take this trampoline on the right. And then, unlike obstacle racing, we're just going to go on the bottom path, like we did in Zenith Harbor. Now, I'm going to go to the right because you should win by this checkpoint, but I like going to the right better. So yeah, and now we get to what, along with Pipe Maze, what I consider to be the hardest race in this category, because it is very, very strict. I find I failed this quite a bit. So what you want to do is freeze them, remove these laser gates, and then follow these boosters till you get to this spring. Jump on it, get to this spring. Then you want to jump down here, and you want to maneuver through these, which can be kind of hard. As you see, I failed it, so I may actually fail this. Then you want to grab onto this purple lum. And now I can win here, but I find a lot of times I fail it. See, 5.5, I almost had it. So then I have to now... the checkpoints are pretty spread out, so now I have to go all the way over here to get to the next checkpoint. And let's see if I can actually make it past these. Yeah, okay. So now, see, this is a long time before the next checkpoint. Next checkpoint is over here, so it wastes a lot of time if you do not get that first try. I should win here, though. So yeah, Electric Final is the hardest race. I would say even harder than doing Pipe Maze. For things like Pipe Maze and, well, specifically for Pipe Maze and not Zenith Harbor, Nebulous Tower, where you go backwards and shoot them. If you miss that, I'm pretty sure it's faster if you just restart the race. It may be faster to restart on Electric Final, but with how hard that is, I would say just keep going with it. If you fail it, unless like you can't PB, then maybe just reset. But Forest Jump, do not restart, because it is slower if you restart, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that is it for the time attack tutorial. Hopefully it helped.